Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. This is part 3, I believe, of our Twas a Buttercup ring bound journal. I thought I'd go ahead and make the template, show you how I did that. I have a piece of paper here, chipboard, a scrap, that measures the height of the journal. So it's 7.5 by 1.5. And I want to make those holes right in the center. So I'm going to use this Tim Holtz ruler, and half of 1.5 is 3/4, so I'm going to line that up on my 3/4 line there on the edge of that cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and center it at 3 3/4, which is half of the 7.5 height. And I'm only going to do 2 rings, so I'm going to come in and, well, I'm going to go ahead and draw this line here, and then I think what I'm going to do is come in 1.5 inches, which just happens to be the width of this ruler. So I'm going to line this up on the edge here, and I'm lining this line with the top so I know I'm not crooked, and I'm just going to put a line that way. Do the same thing on this side, making sure I have a straight line, and draw a line that way. Alright, so this is where my holes are going to go. Now let's double check. Okay, we know that'll work for this because it's the same height, but let's check our envelopes. Our envelopes should work just perfectly. The hole's going to be right there and there. And the envelope, or not the envelopes, but the paper sacks are pretty much the smallest thing that I'm going to put in here. So let's go ahead and punch these holes. I'm going to use the 3/4 inch and punch that right like a bullseye. I'm going to go slow because it does have a tendency to slip on me, and I don't want to pinch my fingers. I have some really bad light today. It's kind of overcast, but it's supposed to be in the 70s all next week. Yay. Alright, get that out of there. Do this side, going slowly so I can adjust it. When it starts to grab, then I make sure it's where I want it, and punch. Okay. So this is our template, alright? So I'm going to come along here, and I'm going to draw, what was that? Just line this up with the edge. I'm going to draw the whole circle because I want to make sure I get that hole punched in the right place. Otherwise, it's not the end of the world, but things won't move as smoothly. So let me get these over here. So we've got the holes on this one. Flip. And let's see where we want this. I want to just kind of, this is approximately 6 inches. So if I line that up there, I should be able to come between, it's about a 1/16 of an inch shy. So there we go. Put this there. Is that right? Hi everyone, I just want to throw this in right here in the middle so that you don't get stuck doing something that you regret. I measured these, and I used a template that was 1.5 inches wide. Use one that's 1 inch wide. When I went to start punching these, I realized that 3/4 inch is way too far in. I would have had difficulty turning the pages in the ring. So you want this to be a 1/2 inch in. So if you make a template, and I still have the template here of 1.5 inch, I went back and did the cover and the dividers the way I showed you how to do the bags, and by moving over 1/4 inch, which gives you a 1/2 inch. But if you start out with a template that's 1 inch wide, divided in half, come in 1.5 inches from the top and the bottom. You'll just be able to lay it on there and adjust it up and down and not have to worry about going over 1/4 inch. So I just want to interject that here before, because you're going to see that I did it at 3/4 inch. Now I did not punch any at that. I looked at it when I started to punch and I thought that doesn't look right. So I did go in 1/2 inch in, but it is 1.5 inches from the bottom and the top. So make your template 1 inch wide, not 1.5, okay? I would have typed this over the video if I knew how to do it, but I'll just insert it here. I might want that to be over a little bit. Because I kind of want it to be in the middle of that instead. So I tell you what I'll do. I'll line this up right on the edge of those. No, that won't work. Let's line it up. If I line it up on the edge of that, it's going to be too far over this way. I guess we'll go over about 1/4 inch. All right, let's line this up again. Let's, kind of hard to see where 1/4 inch would be, but since I have it on my side here, I'm going to go over to the 1/4 inch dot line there. Let's see if that works. Close enough. I'm not going to stress out over it. So I'm going to leave my template hang over 1/4 inch when I do the other two. Okay, and also the journals, because they have a 1 inch flap as well. All right, and we'll get to that in a minute. So let's do this one. Making sure, the one thing I want to make sure of is if I have something like when we get to the CD envelope, I want the holes to line up. So I don't necessarily, you know, this is centered here, and I just want to check it and make sure it's not going to hang over the edge this way, okay? Because like the CD envelopes are 5 inches and the cover's 5.5, so I have a little bit of room to play with. But all right, we made sure that works. So we're going to go ahead and line this one up with the template again, and I'm just using my board to help me line everything up. This is about, because this one's 7 inches. There we go. And I've got my 2-inch rings, which I had to go digging for. I thought I knew where they were, but those were 1-inch rings, and those aren't going to work. These, when you get them, they look humongous, okay? It looks like big old hoop earrings, and it doesn't look like it's the right size, but it is. They are 2 inches. And, yeah, so that's what we're going to use for that. And let's see, let's talk about the journal inserts. Okay, so I have 3 journal inserts, and I will talk you through this one because I had to play with it a little bit. Okay, so I cut this down to 7 inches by 10.5. Okay, 7 inches by 10.5. And then you want to put it on your scoreboard, and you want to score at 1 inch and 6 1/4 inch. And that gives us the cover of the journal and the piece for punching our holes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Now, last time, and when Wendy made it, she did 2 going one way and 1 going the other way. And I wasn't going to do that. but then I saw the papers that I had cut and realized two of them were very similar. So I am going to do that. Flip the other one inside out. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second here. So I'm just going to fold that down. And this is where our rings are going to go. I mean our holes. The journal is going to go in here. Now, what I have for the journal is, and I'll give you the measurements of these. I have 2 pieces of coffee dyed paper that measure 8 by 6 3/4, I believe. This, for some reason, these curled so badly on me this time. No, they measure 8 by 7 1/4, and that can't be right. Did I cut them wrong? It is 6 3/4. I'm reading backwards, okay? It's 7 1/4 if you're going this way, 6 3/4 if you're going the correct way. All right, so 8 across and 6 3/4, and then folded those in half. So you get a piece. Your final piece measures 4 by 6 3/4. So in the cover here, I'm going to put 2 pieces of coffee dye paper that are that size. And then I took 2 more pieces, and I feel like I'm missing some pieces. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm missing some. I have to put some other pieces in here. So I thought I had 8 pieces. All right. Well, I took an 8 1/2 by 11, and I cut it in half at 5 1/2 and by 8 1/2. So that's this piece right here. It's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and I folded in 2 inches and then just folded it close. So I have this small little piece, and then I did the same for the other half, and I'm going to put these 2 pieces together so we have the little flip out piece. All right, and then in the center I have one of the designer pages. This is Twas a Buttercup by Burlap and Daily Bread. It is available in my Etsy store. But this is one of the blue backgrounds, and I cut that down to the finished at 4 by 6 3/4, or the whole size is 8 by 6 3/4. Okay, and that goes in the middle. Okay, so I know I had at least 3 more pages I wanted to stick in here. So let me find those real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found them. All right, so let's do, right in front of the center, let's do a music page. I guess it doesn't matter, it goes this way. All right, and I've cut that down to 6 3/4 tall and just folded it. So it comes out a little less than the page, so 3 1/2. All right, and then I've got, let's skip this one, and let's see, let's put these 2 in there. And I've done these the same way that I did the other short pages. I took this ledger page and divided it in half, and then I'm just nesting these inside each other. Okay, just a little extra interest. All right, and then I am going to take these and sew them down on the sewing machine to put these together. So let's go ahead. I've done the same thing here. Let's go ahead and glue that piece down. Well, I forgot to fill my glue bottle. I went through a lot of glue. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's the one I was going to flip on this way. You know, I think I will still flip it this way because I like the way that looks. Or, you know what, I'm going to put this one back here. I'll use this one back in the back, and I'll flip this one because it's kind of the same color already. So where was I? Okay. I want to put the music paper after the centerpiece. On this one I used the sheet music, Twas a Buttercup, for the centerpiece. And this is just random band music right here. This has nothing to do with it. Just random music there. And then between these two, other two coffee dyed papers, I'm going to put these. So folded those together. I didn't crease them very well, as you can see, but we will take care of that. I was just kind of playing around to see where I wanted them. And then that will go in that one at the back. And then we will turn this one this way. And we will turn this way. And yes, it's going to cover up that one little butterfly, but he's kind of peeking out, so I think it'll be all right. So I just realized these were the same pages, but in different colors. And yes, they're separated, so it doesn't really matter, but we'll just try something different. Not going to hurt. All right. And then this journal will be facing the opposite way. So there's, for the center of this one, I used that. I don't know what that is. It looks like corn to me. This looks like corn, but I've never seen corn. Well, I take that back. I have seen corn growing, but I don't remember what it looks like other than the leaves. So there's the center, there's the music, there's those two, there's that coffee, and then we'll take these and put them in the middle. This wouldn't have been as fiddly if I had creased those down, but I will do that. All right, so there we go. These are our 3 journal inserts, and after I sew them in, let's see, I want to put this one in the front, and then this one will go in the center, and we'll probably put something on there. We will decorate it. So this will go in the front, this will go in the center, and then this will be in the back. All right, so there's our 3 journal inserts. I will draw the holes and everything after I sew these in, because I want to make sure the paper stays stable. And I'll be back again for, let's see, what else do we need to do? We need to do the envelope inserts next, and then we will start decorating. So I will sew these together. I will punch the holes. So you don't have to, you guys know how to punch a hole, and you've already seen me draw the holes, or where the holes are going to go. So then we'll be back to do the envelopes. See you next time. Thanks for watching.